The 12 Principles of Animation by Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston have played a pivotal role in shaping all forms of contemporary animation, from more cartoony 2D animation to the realism of 3D motion capture, from object animation to facial and body movements on characters. It's paramount that all animators know and utilize these principles in creating animation with the highest degree of polish. One such technique, squash and stretch, helps in emphasizing the weight, speed, momentum, and mass of a character or object in an animation. The greater the amount applied, the softer, more flexible an object may appear, and vice versa. Less will make an object appear stiffer and more rigid. It can also be used to emphasize realism, or lack thereof, in character animation containing facial expressions and general movements. Another way of emphasizing movements in animation is to show anticipation, preparing the audience for a major upcoming action and making an object or character's actions appear more realistic. For example, a character crouching down before a jump, or the compression of the eyelids before opening them in a surprised fashion. Staging. Communicating to the audience an attitude, mood, reaction, or idea by directing the audience's attention to a clear, defined point by setting, timing, acting, camera angles, and shots. If it is the shot's focal character or object that is entering on screen, the framing should be constructed to clearly draw the viewer's eye to that character as he enters. There are two ways to handle animation: straight ahead, which involves drawing frame by frame from start to finish, or pose to pose, drawing the beginning and end frames with various breakdowns, in-betweens, and key poses. When objects, characters, or a general mass comes to a standstill after being in motion, different parts of the object or character will stop at various rates. This technique is called follow-through and overlapping action. A pendulum swinging, for instance. Whilst the body or main mass may reach its destination first, the connecting sections take more time to reach the same spot. When a character is pushing a large object, the object will initially move slowly, have a high number of frames, gain acceleration or momentum, containing fewer frames, and then slow down again as the character loses strength, have a high number of frames again. This process is called slow out and slow in. Arcs assist the fluidity of an action by adhering to the laws of physics. A simple bounce or body movement will almost always follow some form of an arc or a slightly circular path. A pendulum swinging is, again, a great example of this pattern, utilizing this trajectory. Adding a secondary action can often enrich, support, or emphasize the main action within the scene. The swinging of a character's arms, for example, whilst the emphasis is on the body or legs, the swinging arms assist in creating an animation that feels lively. Every animation consists of several drawings or frames, which, in turn, translate to the speed of that action or scene. This is the animation principle of timing. Essentially, the more frames between poses creates a more slow and smooth action, while fewer frames makes the action more crisp and faster. As defined by Disney, exaggeration helps in remaining true to reality, just presenting it in a wilder, more extreme form. The amount of exaggeration employed depends on if the animator is seeking realism or a particular style. Solid drawing is about making sure that volume, weight, and balance are all fully considered and then implemented when animating in 3 dimensions. Characters need to be visually appealing, embodying charismatic aspects that the audience can like. This includes having an easy-to-read design, solid drawing, and a personality. Squash and stretch, anticipation, staging, straight ahead and pose-to-pose animation, follow-through and overlapping action, slow in and slow out, arcs, secondary action, timing, exaggeration, solid drawing, and appeal. Animation was forever changed with the introduction of these 12 principles of animation. The successful implementation of these techniques creates a more fluid, dynamic motion and movement in all forms of animation.